everybody! In today's video, we're going to discuss how you can retain the most knowledge from your studies. This is going to be so helpful, especially if you are studying for a big test or getting that certification, or you just want to learn a lot of subjects in like a matter of weeks or, less than a week. So my name is Nadria. I am with the Works Enrichment Services, where our goal is to help you attain a better life in business, education, career, finance, and goal strategies. So let's get to the first point, which is to stay attentive. Basically, when you are learning a new topic, you want to make sure you are paying attention in your course, whether it's online or in a classroom. You want to make sure you remove any distractions. Means to turn off your cell phone or put it on silent. Don't leave it on top of your desk, because sometimes people, even if the phone is flipped over, you're kind of tempted to, flip it back over, check some messages or notifications. Don't do that. Also, you want to turn off any other electronics. So if you have an iPad or some type of gaming system, which you shouldn't have while you're studying, go ahead and turn all of that off, okay? So if you are studying inside of the classroom, you want to sit in a location that allows you to hear the teacher very well. So I prefer to sit in the middle row, in the middle of the class. That way I can hear the teacher, and then I can hear what my peers are saying around me. That way they might have some knowledge or some questions that can help me get more clarification in the material, okay? The next thing you will want to do is, if you're studying at home, and you live by yourself, that's great. Just find a quiet area that will allow you to be at peace, away from neighbors or any type of noises. And also, if you live with other people, you want to make sure you arrange time where they're not around, so that you can learn in peace. You don't want to be studying and get around all these distractions. Don't do that. If somebody is at home, I would suggest going to the library or to a study center, somewhere where nobody will bother you, so you can focus. All right. And then before you start studying, you want to make sure you are prepared mindfully. Many times we allow our daily issues to stop us from taking in new material because we are just worried about those complications. We don't need those distractions. So if you have to take 5 minutes to yourself so that you can just, unwind and get in the right frame of mind, so you can be well in tune to the material that you're trying to take in, okay? So you want to make sure you go into the study or learning session with a clear head that is filled with no worries. All right, so my next biggest step to retaining your knowledge is to recreate your environment, okay? Try to emulate the environment which you learned while studying, okay? So if the classroom setting was quiet, you want to make sure you study in a quiet room. And you also kind of want to copy what you wore. So if you wore like a sweatshirt to class, you want to kind of wear something comfy or another sweatshirt while you're at home studying. So try to emulate everything that you're doing, okay? Also, you want to recreate your environment. So let's say you were eating something, some food or some snacks or something, like drinking coffee or eating some chips. I know that this is distraction in class, but if you were doing that same thing in class, try to copy and do that while you're at home, okay? The next thing to do is to take handwritten notes. So everybody, they get into the stage where you want to just be on your computer or your tablet all the time and think that is sufficient. No, there is this thing where I say it is the power of written words. When you're spelling out your words, you're casting a memory, like you're casting a spell in your mind. I know that's like, you shouldn't think like that, but basically you are putting something down on paper. So that is going to help you retain what you learned to what you wrote in class. Now, not everyone is good at learning from just handwriting notes. Some people are actually visual or audio learners. So if you have to, you can take a recording, whether audio or video, so that you can study from that as well, okay? So the thing about writing your notes down is that the more you write down on paper or in your textbook or notebook, the more that your mind is just capturing that image of you, which you're recording, okay? So make a note of that, okay? I hope you're taking notes about retaining the knowledge right now. All right, so the next thing you want to do, and I strongly recommend this, I have people in my boot camp sessions, especially when it comes to math, they are very successful with the math courses with this tip. This is my number one, is to teach someone else, okay? So teaching someone is the best way, I believe, that you can really retain the knowledge or the material, because there are learning aspects tied into one. So not only are you writing, not only are you doing the visualization, you're also repeating back what you learned to other people. So what I do is I encourage my clients to basically pretend that they are the teacher for the day, okay? So dress the part, dress confident, from the wardrobe to the presentation. The goal is to get others to understand the material and get your point across clearly. So there is some preparation to doing this, and there's many steps, but it does not have to take much time to do this. So the first thing first when it comes to teaching somebody else is to create a lesson plan. Turn your notes into a presentation. So this is where you're going to highlight your main points, objectives of the topic or work, and just work to explain everything in more detail, okay? Decide if you will be writing your material on the board or if you will be utilizing a PowerPoint presentation. Or I recommend writing the content on the board because, again, it is the power of the written words that are going to get you to really understand the material even more. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is to create a quiz. So once you're finished teaching the material, everybody that you explain this material to, they should understand what you're saying. And that way, that will help you clarify if you really got your point across or if it's being translated in your mind the right way. So once they complete it, you will also be able to grade the quiz to determine like what mistakes were they making. You can try to avoid those same mistakes while you are taking your quizzes. So you know that basically you're just taking what was written down again and just making sure that you don't repeat that when you're going to your exam or into your quiz or whatever. And then again, you want to dress the part when you're teaching someone. So I literally will have my clients dress formally or business casual if we're meeting up in person. Because you want to dress like you really are going into the classroom or, to teach. So dressing up not only gets you into the state of mind of being professional, but it helps you gain that confidence that you need in order to get that material retained in your head, okay? So it would literally like just transform your learning experience when you do this. And then the last thing when it comes to teaching somebody else is to make sure that you teach the right group of people. So you either want to teach your peers that's in your classroom with you, or you want to teach your teachers, teaching assistant, tutors, people like me that fully understands material from a broad range of subjects, so that we can really coach you on what you're doing wrong and give you some good and valuable feedback, okay? That's why I love teaching my students in my boot camp and training sessions, tutoring sessions, because I love to see them attain the material and receive the material and be successful with it, with what they have learned. So if you feel that a boot camp session or tutoring session is something that you really need in order to like obtain your studies, basically you can book a session with me online. We can do it in person if you live in Northeast Ohio, and we just want to make sure you can work this out, okay? So that's all that I have right now, but if you haven't done so yet, feel free to get my free Ultimate Life Guide. Download it and send it to your email by one of the links below. And also don't forget to subscribe to my page so you can stay tuned to when I will be kicking out new videos and new content to you to help you better your life. Until next time.